Now we are going to discuss DFSA rule related to authorized market institutions. If you are in DIFC and obviously you have to be in compliance with DFSA rules. If you want to make a new bank or a finance house or a clearing house, of course you should know the regulations. These regulations I am going to discuss with you, which is divided by in certain parts, and how to file an application, what are the main documents required for this. This is we should know, which in today's discussion we are going to discuss. Then what is the application for a new license and any new endorsement, and if you want to change an existing license, what will be the requirement for this. This is the part of early discussion. How to get the authorizations, what are the key individual status that we should keep in mind. This is the discussion today. And if you want to have any material changes in the scope of your work, so what are the regulations, what are the requirements, this is we are going to discuss as of today in our this discussions. I will discuss in the other part what are the general licensing requirements to operate, and we will discuss the general requirement that which category you should use, category 1, 2, 3, 4, and for Islamic institutions there is a separate category. What are these categories, what are the individual requirements for capital, for infrastructure, for organizational structure, for risk management, for controls, how to govern, how to run the administration, how to put the information technology. This is what I am going to discuss in our discussion today. All of us will be keeping you the guidelines, then we will see how the interpretation, we will see the practical cases based on our experiences, dealing as a consultant, of course, to assist people about how to register in with DFSA through DIFC. I'm going to discuss the requirements, organizational requirement that you should be having SEO, you should have a chief compliance officer, you should have a chief risk officer, you should have a finance director. What are the regulations, what is the requirement, what is the qualification, what experiences we should have. We'll see what are the key individuals we need, what is the key factors, what is the key individuals. We'll see the rules of business, that is more in detail. How to access to the facilities, how to get an admission of investment in terms of tradings or in terms of securities. This is I am going to discuss. How to bring the transparency, efficiency. This is also a part of discussion. Along with that, of course, how to have the safeguard of the assets, investments, what kind of the compliances are important, what is the promotion and maintenance of the standards. This is we are going to discuss. I will discuss the requirements for operating an exchange, and what are the transparency and disclosures required. This is we will discuss. Along with that, what is the trade policy, what are the regulations for derivative, short selling, long position, short position, swapping, how can we talk about liquidity, and what are the liquidity incentive schemes, how the clearings work and clearing and settlement agreements. This is we need to discuss. If you want to operate like a clearing house, so what are the risks that you need to encounter, how to do a risk management. We'll see what is the legal risk, compliance risk, then liquidity risk, operating risk. There are a couple of risks we will discuss in details. If you want to be a CCP or a CST, what are the additional requirements. This is I am going to discuss with you now. In terms of controllers, if you want to be a controller, what are the requirements, 10% of the shareholding and any other requirements. This is what we are going to discuss. If you want to have changes related to controls, so what are the compliances related to it, this is I will discuss. I'll discuss the supervisions of the authorized market institutes. If you are operating in, if you are in compliance regulated by, we will discuss the supervision of authorized market institutions. I'm going to discuss the relation with regulators and risk-based approach, which is very important nowadays. Risk in terms of money laundering, in terms of terrorist financing, these kind of things I have to discuss in details. I will see how to develop a constitution and how to run the governance. We will see about good governance rules. We will talk about corporate governance. Part of this corporate governance is the structure of shareholding, structure of the management, and when we talk about controls, obviously information system technology is very vital to discuss. We will see what are the supervisory directions by DFSA. If you want to be a listed company, what are the rules and regulations? This is we will discuss. If you want to file some appeals, if you want to have what are the requirements in terms of, we will discuss the transition rules, saving rules, and we'll see when you want to use an index or a price service provider, what are the regulations, and if you want to suspend your license, what are the rules and regulations. This is the part of discussion for today.